I'm sharing with you, let's see, something a little bit more on the personal side. So, we're doing story time today, and I'll be sharing with you a story of something that made me cry. Yeah, so since we moved to Senegal on the 26th of December, and it has been, I've experienced like all the emotions and typically all in one day. It's like the highs, the lows, the overwhelmed, the happy, the grateful, the all all the emotions. And it's so funny. I was talking to one of my good friends and she's like, "You've lived in Africa before. Like you've got this. You're good." I haven't lived here in 10 years and now I have a business and a family and like kids to think about and all of that. And so, yes, I've lived in Africa before. It's different. And the first week was such an adjustment for me mentally. Like, oh my gosh, I was in breakdown after breakdown after breakdown of just figuring it out. Not having like a designated office space. It's too bad you can't see where I am because it's like the bed is right there, got a window here. They were doing like massive construction too, so it was super noisy. They were painting and I was getting nauseous, like all the things. And so what happened? We were unpacking, putting stuff away, and my husband comes out, and I was just chilling, minding my own business. My husband comes out with a jar of peanut butter, and it was like the good stuff, right? The really good stuff. And backtrack a little bit, we were going grocery shopping, and the grocery stores here they don't have peanut butter like they have in the States. It's not the same. It's kind of like how you think about Jif with hydrogenated oil and sugar and all that. I am particular. And when I moved to Kenya, my first time in 2008, I packed like 5 jars of peanut butter with me. This time, we didn't have enough space. We had 6 suitcases for 4 people, and I was like, all right, I gotta pack the essentials that can last 50 pounds. So I didn't think I brought any, and I was so bummed because when you're in another country, sometimes it's like the tiniest things that bring you that sense of comfort. And that's like all I wanted. So my husband comes and he's like, "Did you forget about this?" And he pulls out a jar of Smucker's chunky peanut butter. And I just started like natural peanut butter, the really, really like my favorite stuff, the good stuff that I put in my oatmeal, like obsessed. And I literally just started bawling. And then he started laughing at me, which made me cry even more because I was like laughing and crying. And he was like, "Are you crying because you're laughing or are you crying because you're that happy?" And I was like, "I think it's both. I'm crying because I'm so grateful that I have this jar of peanut butter. I'm so happy. And then I'm just completely laughing at myself in the entire situation that I'm crying over a jar of peanut butter." Um, so funny, so funny. And so I literally was like crying, laughing for 5 minutes, and he was just laughing at me because I'm ridiculous. And so my husband, my husband's amazing. I've learned so much from him. He's born and raised in Senegal, and he's like, "Wow, what if like life could be that easy all the time? What if you could be so grateful for those little things that you see all the time?" He's like, "It's really the little things in life that make the biggest impact. How often are we so focused on like the big things when in reality it's those little things that can bring us joy, peace, happiness, just having like the jar of peanut butter, right?" And so my lesson in that is how could I just slow down and focus on gratitude? Because when we're being really honest with ourselves and we look around, a lot of times we're thinking, like, oh, for me, it's noisy, it's smelly, it's dirty, like all the things that I could find a fault in. When in reality, if I just focused on the blessings of the little things, those little blessings add up and make such a big difference. So I want you to think in your life, what's a blessing that you're overlooking? That's like it's right there in front of you and you just don't see it. And so, man, it's like here I'm now seeing the blessings that are all around me, all around me. And let me give you, I'll give you another example while we're doing story time. So I am out walking with Gabrielle in the mornings, and where we are currently, I'm walking with her in the baby carrier because I can't really show you outside right now. There's no way on the computer. I'll take you with me on a phone some point. It's like there's sand everywhere. It's like Dakar is in the middle of like a desert, so it's sandy. There's no sidewalk, so you wouldn't be out with a stroller. And so I'm out walking in the baby carrier and I'm wearing a mask, not because of COVID, which is a concern here. They are on curfew and places are on lockdown, but because of the pollution. Like there is pollution here. And so it's like as we first got here, I was just in my own head of like, oh, this is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. And then as I started walking more, I see it's such a different world. And I'm seeing kids with no shoes that are literally digging in sewers. First off, I'm being asked for money from kids that had like these little buckets. And these are kids like my son's age and younger. My son's 7. And there's dozens of them just on my walk that I see. I see women and their kids that are sitting on the sidewalk that need stuff. And so I keep walking and I go to the bakery. And whenever I go to the bakery, I buy bread for our family, but then I buy a few extra baguettes. And because there's always kids that come up to me asking me, hey, can I have something? And of course, they look hungry. So I'm giving them baguettes as I'm walking back. And then I come back with Gabrielle and I like wash my face because you can feel the dirt, like the crime and the pollution on your face from all of that. And the lesson in it all is just looking around. Oh, I didn't even mention the kids that are playing no shoes with tires and then like running in the street. Like it's just wild. And just thinking to myself, what can I do? Like as I'm doing this walk, it's like there are dozens and dozens of people that just need help. What can I do? Then I'm thinking, what would Jesus do? And I'm thinking, I am just one person. Like, oh, it's overwhelming, right? How can I just think, whew, together, what can we do together to make a greater impact? So, in the story time today, the lesson for you is what can you be grateful for? What are you overlooking? What are you taking for granted? And if you just slow down a little bit and think about all the blessings that are around you, they're there and they're everywhere. And how could you just really focus on those blessings instead of seeing the problems? Whew. Like every day that we're here, every second that we're here, I'm seeing more and more. And then I'm seeing, gosh, another story. Then I'm seeing our son start to really internalize it. And I asked him, like, what has your experience been in Dakar since we've gotten here? And he could have looked at all the negative stuff that's here, traffic, pollution, and all that. It's really busy, really crazy. And he goes, the people are really kind and really generous. And that was what has stood out to him. So that's it for me for today. Just a little lesson to focus on gratitude, to get out of your own way. Because a lot of times when we put ourselves in those negative states, it affects everything. Affects our business, affects our lives, all of it. And we are hosting, if you didn't know, the Infinite Growth Challenge coming up on Monday. So over the course of 5 days, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the essential mindset hacks and strategies that you need to take your business to the next level. We've had thousands of people go through this challenge, and it is really a game changer, helping you figure out what's keeping you stuck, how to get unstuck, and how to set some crazy cool, ridiculous goals over 2021. So we get to do that together. It's free. All you got to do is go to joingrowthchallenge.com to join us, and I will see you there. Bye.